Hi, my name is Barry, and this is a story about the time that I almost blew up an RV. All right, here we go. So when I first started in the industry, I was tasked with checking in a trade. I didn't know too much, but I had enough experience to where I kind of knew what I was looking for, and one of my coworkers was coming out with me. This was an older fifth wheel that had been traded in, and you kind of expect an older fifth wheel to have a few bad smells, to be a little gross, just because most owners don't do a great job of doing their maintenance and caring for their RVs the way they should. So this older fifth wheel was probably no exception to that rule. It was, a little musty, you could tell just from the outside it was a little dirty. But we had to check it in, so we get out there, we step up inside this thing, the slides and stuff are already out, and instantly something just assaulted my nose. I was like, oh my goodness, what is that? And I look over at my coworker and we're both like, gas, it's LP. Now, the smart thing to do in this situation would be to get out of the fifth wheel, go to the source, the actual LP canister, and shut down the leak at the source so that they're not actually emitting any gas through the lines. Then you can go in and open up all the windows and just let the thing air out. That would be the smart thing to do. But no, in my little ape brain, I was like, I'm playing LP detective. That's my job today. I'm gonna find this leak. And so I start sniffing around the camper, looking for this leak. And there's only so many places it could have been coming from in an older camper like that. I mean, the chances of it actually being a leak in the line are slim to none. So it's either gonna be the furnace, the water heater, or the stove. It's one of those. So sure enough, I'm in the kitchen, one of the stove eyes is on. And I'm like, haha, I've found it. This is my moment. I'm gonna shine as the new guy. I'm gonna turn off this LP leak and everything's gonna be fine. I'm the hero, right? No, this is one of those stove tops where the piezo ignition, that little thing that goes tick, 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 and sparks and then sets fire to the stove, that was at the 0 point. So you have to pass it to turn the gas on, which means that I had to pass it to turn the gas off. So luckily for me, this is one of those stovetops that has one of those built-in metal bifold covers. So it just covers up the 3-burner stovetop. It gives you more counter space. Great, right? Actually, yeah, kind of great in this case, because when I passed that piezo ignition to shut off the stove, it ignited the gas that was trapped between the lid and the stovetop, blowing the lid back up and against the wall, creating a fireball in front of me. And just the sound of the explosion combined with that lid slamming back against the wall, it scared, I was probably white as a sheet. I look over at my coworker in the camper and he is pale as well. At this very moment, we are both thinking to ourselves, what just happened? We realize that we've literally just almost blown up the RV, and we step outside into the nice, fresh, open air, just thanking everything in the sky that this is all free and clear and it wasn't any worse than it was. After all this has happened, I walk back into the owner's office inside. I just kind of poke my head through the door and I say, I promise I'll never try to blow up one of your campers again. And I kind of look at him and he raises one eyebrow. I left it there.